For slide 8, you're telling me the genotype, and you're given either the genotype, which is the alleles or the genetic makeup, or you're given if it is homozygous or heterozygous. Remember, homo means same, hetero means different. So homo means they have the same alleles, hetero means it has different. So what you're doing is you're going to be looking at these dogs and you're going to be telling me their genotype based on their phenotype and the information given here. So the genotype of this dog with the red spot, if the red spot is a dominant trait, is going to be 2 capital letters. So the 2 letters, the capital B, are going to be the same because remember, homo means same. Capital B are the same. Here, the dog has no, so this one here, the dog has no red spot, and it has a little b, so that means that it is homozygous. For this dog with the red spot here, won't let me click on it, but we're on this one here, the last one on this table. It is heterozygous. Remember, hetero means different. So you're going to have a capital letter and a lowercase letter to represent this dog with the eye spot. Okay. We're going to do this one together, and then we're going to have you do these two by yourselves. If you don't understand, please ask your teacher. This one, it does not have a spot on its eye. So it has a recessive trait, because remember, the dominant trait is the red eye spot. So it has a recessive trait. So it has lowercase b, which means it is a homozygous trait. Yes, you have to type this out. You can type out homozygous and heterozygous. If you want to copy it from here or here, please do so. It is not that difficult to type out, I promise. So for the last two, do them by yourself. I'll help you out here. Capital B, lowercase b, they're different. So which of these two words means different? Here, you don't have a spot. And the homo, remember, homozygous means same. So you're going to have 2 of the same alleles here. For slide 10, you're telling me the genotype and phenotype of each of these individuals. So black eyes are dominant over blue eyes. What are genotypes and phenotypes of each of these animals? Use the letter E. Remember, genotype is the genetic makeup. Phenotype is the physical appearance. So this elephant here has black eyes. So its phenotype is going to be black eyes. If black eyes are dominant, that means that the capital E represents black eyes. So this organism, this elephant, has to have a capital E in its genotype. Now, you don't have too much information here, so your answer could be capital E, or you could have capital E, lowercase e. So your answer for the genotype can either be capital E, lowercase e. The phenotype, the physical appearance, is the black eyes. We're going to do the blue-eyed elephant next. The phenotype, the physical appearance of this elephant is blue eyes. Physical appearance. That one you could do right away. Blue eyes. Boom. Type it. If blue eyes are recessive, what does that mean? If blue eyes are recessive, what does that mean? I'm going to give you a couple moments here to think about it before I tell you the answer. So if you said lowercase e, you are correct. So it is recessive, which means it is represented by a lowercase letter. We're going to do the black-eyed pig together, and then you're going to do the blue-eyed one by yourself. So the genotype, what is it? Alleles. Let's not start here. Let's start with phenotype. What color are the eyes of this pig? They're black. They have black eyes. Genotype, remember, if it has a dominant trait, it's got to have a capital allele. So it's going to be capital E, capital E. So it could be either homozygous, which was what the capital E means. So that means that it has two of the same alleles, or capital E, lowercase e. Remember this, so capital E, capital B is homozygous, meaning it has the same alleles. Capital E, lowercase e means that it is heterozygous or has different alleles. So homo means same, hetero means different. You're going to do the blue-eyed pig by yourself. If you have any questions, let us know. So for slide 12, we're going to start actually learning about Punnett squares. And we're going to read this together, and we're going to figure out what's dominant and recessive, and then we're going to create a Punnett square and then complete that Punnett square. And I promise they are super fun. I think I love doing them. So here we go. Dark brown fur is dominant over light brown fur. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to highlight this, comment, put a capital B as dark brown fur. So I have that in the back of my mind. And then as the light brown fur, I'm also going to comment and put a lowercase b. So the capital B represents the dark brown allele, and the lowercase b represents the light brown. So dark brown, light brown. Create a Punnett square showing the cross between a heterozygous bear with dark brown fur and a homozygous bear with light brown fur. So we're crossing these two bears. What does heterozygous mean again? Heterozygous. It means different. It means different. So if it is heterozygous, that means it has a capital B and a lowercase b. So if it has dark brown fur, it's going to have a capital letter. But it is heterozygous, which means different. So the capital B and the lowercase b are going to be different. Next, we have a homozygous light brown fur bear. This bear has to have both lowercase letters. Has to have both lowercase letters. Why? Because it is recessive. In order for a recessive trait to show up, you have to have two of the same recessive alleles. All right, so we're good there. Next step, you do not have to highlight this. I'm just going to highlight it to show you the differences between the alleles and showing you where they go. Oops, that's not what I meant to press. There we go. All right, so we're going to highlight. We made that one yellow. We're going to make this one green. We're going to make this one not common. Make this one orange. And we're going to make this one light blue. So capital B is coming down. So you take this up here and you bring it down to these two squares. So this is where this B is coming from. You do not have to highlight these. I'm just doing it to show you where these letters are coming from. So we have this capital B. You bring it down to this box and this box. Next, we're going to do this lime green little b. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it lime green. We're going to put B here. So that B is coming from here. And then we're going to make this lime green. And that B is coming from here. So we have, so let's say this is the dark brown bear up here. We have our alleles sorted now. So you just bring the alleles straight down like this. Next, we're going to bring over this orange little b. Orange little b goes from the left to the right. So we have this here and this here. It goes in both of the boxes. Next, we have the light blue B. That little B is going to go here. And then that little B is also going to be, here. All right. So we see we have the capital B we brought down, lowercase b we brought down, the orange B we brought across, and the blue B we brought across. So this is how you do a Punnett square. Like I said, you don't have to do any of the color coding or any of the comments that I did. That was just for helping you see what alleles represented what. Slide 14. You're crossing another dark brown bear with a light brown bear. And let's read and see what exactly are their alleles. Remember that dark brown fur is dominant, which means that it's represented by the capital letter, and that the light brown fur is recessive, which means it's represented by a lowercase letter. You're going to create a Punnett square showing the cross between homozygous bear with dark brown fur. Remember, homozygous means they have the same alleles, and homozygous bear with light brown fur. So, what does that mean? We're going to take capital B. We're going to take capital B. This represents the dark brown bear. Remember, homozygous means same alleles. Then we're going to take the light brown bear, and we're going to put their alleles over here. So we have lowercase b, lowercase b. I'm going to highlight them again. You do not have to highlight. Please do not ask your teacher if you have to highlight, because the answer is going to be no, you do not have to. I am doing it so that you can see the differences in where the alleles are going. So you do not have to highlight. You do not have to highlight. Lowercase b, lowercase b. What color do you want to make this one? Make this one. If I could stop clicking the comment, that'd be really cool. I'll make this one the light blue. Oh, we already made a light blue. Orange. All right. First things first. We're going to start with the top. We're going to do capital B, capital B. Both of these are yellow. Both of these are the yellow capital B. The lime green capital B. Lime green capital B. So it is important that it is capital. If it is not capitalized, it is not correct. So capital. And we'll make this lime green. So we have the yellow capital B here. We have the lime green capital B here. Next, we're going to take the cyan or light blue little b. Here we go. Boom. It goes from left to right in each of these boxes. Next, we have the orange little b. Little b there. Oh, I made it red. Little b there. So, cyan blue goes across. Orange blue, cyan b goes across the little b. Orange little b goes across. Just like this. So what this means is that if you're going to cross two homozygous individuals, one that has a dominant phenotype and one that has a recessive phenotype, all of the offspring are going to have, so 100% of the offspring are going to have dark brown fur, and they're going to be heterozygous. Heterozygous, meaning they're going to have different alleles. For slide 16, I went ahead and I already highlighted and commented on which was which, but I'll go over it. On Farmer Johnson's farm, he has pigs that have black eyes and pigs that have blue eyes. Black eyes are dominant over blue eyes, which are recessive. So we're going to use the letter E here. Black eyes are capital E. Blue eyes are lowercase e. If heterozygous pigs with black eyes, if a heterozygous pig with black eyes is crossed with a homozygous pig with blue eyes, what is the probability that the offspring will have blue eyes? Now, you're going to have to do a little bit of math, but I promise it'll be okay. So, we're crossing a heterozygous black-eyed pig. So we're going to have capital E. What does heterozygous mean again? Different. Means different. So we have capital E, lowercase e, and then homozygous blue-eyed pig, lowercase e, lowercase e. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these. Remember, you do not have to highlight this. This is just optional. If you want to, go for it. Please do not ask your teacher if you have to highlight. The answer is no. All right, so I color-coded these so it makes it a little easier for us to show you what's going on. Capital yellow E. Capital yellow E. We're going to bring down like so. Remember, you start at the top and then you go to the side. So we're starting at the top and we're working our way down. Lime green E. Lime green E. Here and here. Then we're going to bring the cyan E across. Cyan little e across, cyan little e across here. Then we're going to bring the orange little e across, orange little e across. Now, we're going to look at the genotypes of these offspring. So here are the parents at the top and at the side, and then we're making the Punnett square here for the offspring. So, you're going to answer here what the percent chance that the offspring will have blue eyes is. Okay? Remember, what are the two alleles that you need in order to have blue eyes? You need two lowercase letters in order for the pigs to have blue eyes. So you have this one over here is going to have, type it in here, this one's going to have black eyes. You do not need to do this. I am just doing it to show you the colors. This one's going to have black eyes. Lowercase e is going to have blue eyes. Lowercase e is going to have blue eyes. So we have 2 out of the 4 that are going to have blue eyes. 2/4 is the same as what percentage? 50%. You have a 50% chance that the offspring will have blue eyes. Slide 18. This one is going to be the most difficult one that you're going to do and going to be given the answer to. So here we go. You just found a litter of kittens. If 75% of the kittens are orange and 25% are gray, what are the genotypes of the parents? Use the letter F. So you can use capital F to represent to represent dominant, and lowercase f to represent recessive. So let's figure this out. We have 75% of them are orange and 25% are gray. So we are safe to assume that the lowercase is the gray one. So we're going to put lowercase f here. That means that both parents at least have to have a lowercase f, because that's going to represent our, there we go. This is going to represent our gray cat. Okay. Now we have 3 orange cats. So orange is going to be dominant. How are we going to represent a dominant trait here? How are we going to get a dominant trait out of this? If we put lowercase f here, let's see. So we're just going to get all lowercase f. So we're all going to get gray cats. That's not what we're looking for. Okay, what if we do capital F and then lowercase f? So that would be oops, it would be capital F, and then we're going to have FF here, and then little f here. So we're still going to have 50-50 if we do that. Okay, so we brought the capital F down, and we brought the little f's over like that. So we for sure know that there's a little f here, and that's the color of this. Let's make this green. This lime green F, we know. For sure. We know this to be true. We know that the parents have one recessive allele, both of them. So we know that to be true. Because how else are we going to get a gray cat? There's no other way. So we have little light blue, light blue. Okay? So this is how we're able to get this. There's also going to be, this is going to have a lowercase letter in it as well. It's going to be the cyan. How are we going to get an orange cat here? How are we going to do it? Oh, I know. We're going to use a capital letter and a capital letter. We're going to represent those capital letters by making this one yellow. So we have capital, yellow. We'll make this one yellow. We're going to make this one yellow as well. Okay, so we have that taken care of. Now, let's see what this one is. If this is correct, we're going to have, make that one orange. Orange capital, oops, capital, and then orange capital. Oh, there we go. That's how we do it. This is how we're able to get 3 orange cats and 1 gray cat. So the gray cat is here. We have 25% chance that we have a gray cat out of the litter. Then we have orange cats here. And in order to get the orange, you have to have a capital F in your genotype. And here we have 3 of those, and that is 75%. So our parents have to be, oops, give me one moment. Oops, there we go. Our parents, I'm going to go ahead and comment on this so you all can see it written out. You do not have to do this part. Our parents have to be heterozygous for orange. They have to have capital F, lowercase f, in order for us to get 75% orange cats and 25% gray cats. For the blood type, this is going to be the only slide I'm going to go over with you all. Quick overview. There are some words that are new to you here. If you watch this video, that's on slide 20, it's talking about multiple alleles and it's talking about A, B, and O blood types. So A and B are co-dominant. That means that if someone has A and B alleles, their blood type is AB. Type O is recessive. Remember that this means that you have to have 2 O alleles to have O blood type. And let's look at table 20 on the tables on 21 to help us understand that. So on slide 21, there are a couple tables. So here are the phenotypes. So that means the type of blood that you have. So you could have A type blood, B type blood, AB blood, or O. If you have A type blood, you could have these 2 genotypes, which is capital, you can have A and O, or, so this means you're heterozygous, or you could be homozygous for type A blood. B type blood, you could have capital B or lowercase b, or you can have, capital B or O, my bad, or capital B, capital B. So we have AB, and then we have AB blood, which means that's your phenotype. So if you were to get tested, your blood type would be AB, and your genotype is AB. So let's say you got A from your mom and B from your dad, and your blood type is AB. If you have an O phenotype, then you have two O's. So you're homozygous for type O. O is recessive. O is recessive. So let's look at 22 together. A father is heterozygous for his blood type, for his B blood. So he's got a capital B and an O. And a mother has O type. So we're going to go ahead and take capital B here and O here. So that's going to be father, and then O. So it doesn't say that the mother is heterozygous or homozygous. We don't know by reading, but we know by knowing that O blood is recessive. So we're going to put O and O. So this is a little bit more confusing because it is with different letters, but it might actually help some of you understand what's going on here. So we have, remember, we're going to take this B. Let me make it a different color for you. B is going to be dominant. So it's going to be, that does not look right. What is wrong? Let's make this back to black, and then let's make this yellow. There we go. So we have capital B here, capital B here. Those are both going to be yellow. So you got these from the father. Then you're going to get the O allele here from the father. So we're going to have O, O. These are both going to be lime green. These are both from the father. Then we have this O here. We're going to make it cyan. So we'll make cyan O. Make it capital. We'll just keep them all lowercase. It doesn't really matter here. Then we're going to make cyan O. Then we're going to make an orange O here. So then we're going to make this orange and this O orange. So you see we went capital B, we brought that down. O, we brought that down. Cyan O, brought that across. Orange O, brought that across. So now we're going to look at the percent chance that an offspring will have different types of blood. So what is the percent chance that an offspring is going to have O-type blood? So how many of these offspring are going to have O-type? So it's 2/4 or 50%. What is the chance that an offspring will have A-type blood? There are no A alleles here, so it is a 0% chance. And what is the percent chance that an offspring will have B-type blood? That's going to be 50% chance. You're going to need to make sure that your offspring add up to 100%. So we have 50%, 50%, and that adds up to 100. This is the only answer we're going over for this section of the notebook. If you have any questions, please let your teachers know.